Mario joins us. It's impossible to watch that and not feel emotional, Shan.
Absolutely. Even now, me sitting where I am, seeing Vinicius Jr. kind of go through an ordeal that so many players before him have had to endure, in the hope that the next generation of players won't. And time again, you feel that you're failing that next generation of players. You feel that more is being asked of you than should be, or you can deliver. And I fully sympathize with everything that he's going through. As a football player, all you want to do is show up at the stadium, focus on your game, play the best game that you can, and go back and do it again next time around. You do not want to come to a football stadium and have your humanity be questioned, have your right to equality be questioned, have your right to play this game be questioned. And in this same press conference, before this, Vinicius Jr. goes on to talk about Spain isn't a racist country. But while he's being kind, and again, I sympathize with the sentiment, but at the same time, the institutions that are there to protect black football players, black citizens, the courts of Spain are the ones who say things like, well, the racist chanting didn't go on for that long, so it's okay. Or it wasn't that many people involved, so it's okay. Or you have people involved in the game saying, well, he gets paid a lot of money, so it's okay. These are the things that continue to plague footballers in today's game. And I feel, as a current footballer, the pressure continues to get to you because you're Vinicius Jr. and he makes the point, he's only 23 years old, he's still a young man, still growing, still learning about so much in life, but you recognize the roles that so many before you have played. For me, it was players like Viv Anderson, Laurie Cunningham, players who endured so much, players who just stepped out onto the field, accepted the abuse for what it was because representation mattered, because example mattered to little kids like me growing up half a world away. Roll the clock forward a generation, Vinicius Jr. understands that he is standing on the shoulders of giants, and he has to continue their efforts so the next generation of footballers can ply their trades on an equal footing. But sometimes it's tough when you feel that you're failing. You're failing those before you, and you're failing those to come after. That isn't his role, shouldn't be asked to. All you ask is for the institutions that are there to protect people's humanities, to do their jobs.
It's an absolute scandal that he's sat there and he's almost having an emotional breakdown because of what he's been through and others, and we've talked about it on here. We cover La Liga every weekend. And let's be honest about this, whether it's La Liga themselves or the regulators in Spain, they brush this racism under the carpet and get it out of the way as quickly as they can. They don't want to do anything about it. And we've seen it with him and Rodrigo and others. And the fact that it's got to a point where you have a young man almost having a breakdown talking about it, I hope these people are watching this and saying, we need to do something. But, you know, I don't see them changing. There's almost a lawlessness within certain elements of the Spanish football supporting fraternity, that they turn up, they do what they want, pretty much because they know thus far they've pretty much got away with it.
Mario, what was it like watching Vinicius Jr.? Once again, we've seen him being so raw and honest about this.
I think when we watch this, I think what the guys already tapped into. You know, the saddest part in this situation is people that watch this, some of them giving comments about him breaking down and saying like, oh, why is he crying? Because he also, you know, go against our fans and stuff like this. But guys, you also have to remember sometimes, it's very hard to give a judgment on something that you haven't experienced. I've experienced it, so that's why I'm talking from experience. And I have friends around me that have seen it. And it does not go with color, because sometimes people think that, you know, it has to be a black guy, or it can be any color. It could be a white guy, it could be whatever color you want to call it. But now we are focused on the black, you understand, the culture. And people are telling us sometimes things that we already know. I know I'm a black kid, and I have never had a problem with my color. But then it comes down to people telling me about my color. But then I also say is that he's young. You know, Shaka said that, 23 years old. And there was a time where we could not speak because we felt alone. And we were not supported by all of us, and we could not speak out because sometimes it would go against us. Now he's at the stage where he's a great footballer, because that's what people, you know, don't forget that, because he is there to entertain us. Regardless if he turns up at the game, he is an entertainer. And why is he entertaining us? Because he's showing us his ability. And the only reason why he's playing there is because his why and his how reasons are very vivid, very, very, very out there. And he knows why he's playing, because he wants to help his family. And how he's doing it is because he started really early as a young boy, and now he's an older man, 23 years old, and playing for one of the greatest clubs in the world. So saying that is that, please understand how much you hurt someone when you judge him on something that is irrelevant to football. And that's why I totally support him and I totally stand behind him. The way he feels, I feel every minute of what he said.